Hi, my name is Ian Michel Romero Carballo, and today I'm going to present the Central Garden and Pet Company. Okay, the first question is explain the situation of the company based on their financial, their group, history, their main functions. But well, Central Garden is a pet company dedicated to the gardening and pet industries in the United States. This is from the care and supply of care products from them. And these provide all their goods by brands such as Aquon, Candid, Comfort Zone, Farmham, among others. The Central Garden Pet is positioned as one of the best brands for lawn and the garden supplies as well as pet suppliers. Financial situation of the company, it's knowing the great magnitude of the company in the United States. We can deduce that its annual sales are very high, and this is through signs in the net around $3.3 billion with a gross margin of 29.7%. Talking about the history, the company was founded in 1980, where over the years they have been dedicated to generally focus on acquisitions of brands of the company line of business, as well as other where they add value to the company or are useful to production process. The main function of the company is acquire startups that are increasing its value, where these companies drive great product sales, distribution, and manufacturing. The second question is which crisis do you think it affected it more to the company? Uh, Clarifying previously the line of business, we can say that it's a company dedicated to sale of garden supplies and pet food. With this in mind, the crisis that most affect the company was two. Was economic recession by 2011 because the company had been exist for almost 30 years and they were already in a stage of economic segment. But this crisis prevented its expansion in the United States, thus causing a devaluation in the price of or in the products in order to make its brand suits. The other crisis that affected Central Garden Pet was the COVID-19 pandemic because although it's not a company dedicated to the service, it needs a production process where it needs a human capital that little by little they were running out in order to survive as well as the shortage of raw materials. This because of circular economic that exists in United States. The third question is, do you think the inflation current problem worldwide is affecting this company? In the Central Garden Pet annual report, they mentioned to slowdown they had in 2022. This due to different factors such as slowdown in pets, adoption, increased inflation, and this affect consuming behavior. Changing consumer percentage from durables to consumables, and retail consumer reducing the inventory. Considering all the problems that this company faces, they must choose the reduced production since the loss of the product cause loss in the profits. In the working hard hours on in the quality of the products, it is like the Central Garden Pest must obtain new solutions where they do not allow inflation to make them lose their customers or reduce all their prices to continue with the sales margin. So I consider that the inflation that we are suffering, they have been seen highly affected by other adverse factors. Well, this question is if I think this business was benefited or affected by the NAFTA update, the USMCA, or if you think it's not affected at all. The Central Garden Company has benefited many aspects, such as production process, labor and rules of origin. And this is because the Central Garden Pet has 70,000 workers with around 10 production centers in the United States and Mexico. And one of them is states of Puebla, where this allowed the brand to enter in Mexico, being able to make a percentage of the product in Mexico and have a preferential tariff at the time of the entry and exit merchandising, as well as being able to make the commercialization of the products can be better distributed by two countries, which is our United States and Mexico. Well, this one, do you think this company with the current strategies held by North America has the necessary element to grow? Well, knowing the business of the company, its financial situation, production, and marketing process, we can conclude that they have not taken advantage of the free trade agreement. Signed 7 for they have a production plant in Atlixco, Puebla. It only has 50 employees, being able to grow and expand in more of the Mexican Republic states, as well as not having any corporative office or distribution center. So they have not been able to exploit the USMCA for the benefits, since with expansion through Canada and Mexico may have higher annual sales, as well as entry to new countries. The COVID pandemic risk and the affectation have paid already for this company or not? Well, to answer this question, the only sector that was benefited is the health sector, uh, streaming platforms, and electronic commerce. But a company like Central Garden Pet was seriously affected, since it was a point of maturity where the brand was already positioned in the United States and other parts of the world. So that when many production plants closed, the demand for product was low compared to what it had been doing the last years. So I consider that 2022 was a year of increased income and entering the new markets. The problem is the great recession that is currently occurring in the world. But considering that it will happen, it will be a rise in a few years, and the company will be able to exploit its capacity. Do you think the immigration benefits or affect this business, and why? The truth is that immigration does not have a great impact in the development of the company, since its market is people with property in United States. And for the condition of the garden or pets, the only thing that could be influenced will be the hiring of personnel, since there are many people from Latin America who are looking for work and are willing to work long hours for a fair salary. What are the good and bad policies, things that can happen to this business with the current semiconductor and supply chain crisis? Well, I believe that with the supply chain crisis that is currently occurring, the company will be affected, since the 100% of this production process needs other factors such as raw materials, human capital, among other things. Thus, the politics and the new political regimes that have been implemented could influence the production process of the company, causing it annual sales drop. How affect or benefit do you think this company will result because of the current new technologies? Well, this point could be benefit the company in a great magnitude. Today, the world has undergone a positive change in the automation of the process in the companies, causing the dimension of the human capital that is negative point of society, but in terms of the fact that uh, they could increase their terms of the fact that they could increase their production levels. Likewise, they use technologies for all the employees will be able to have better control over the inventory and thus increase their sales. The election on the next year in USA, Canada, and Mexico, do you think this company tendency will be steady or it can suffer? I consider that the change of political representative may affect a certain part, since they may implement new policies of the new compensatory quotes in the terms of region. Increase in taxes such as VAT or ISR, and this could cause and increase the prices of the products. And the last question, will you recommend this business sector and this company in the near future? In the case of being a financial advisor, I will recommend investigating in shares or as a partner in the Celtic Garden Pet, since they have an investment option where they show real data about the company from its financial runs to annual net income. Likewise, an investor could influence decision making to enter a new market from which it bring extra income to the company and thus open new production plans of the goods to be commercialized. Thank you.